Hey, it's Robert here from robertcbrand.online. I hope you're having a splendiferous day wherever you are in the world today. Now, today's video is all about what to put on a vision board. I'm going to go through why you need to be operating with a vision board if you really want things to start manifesting and showing up for you. What needs to be in place to really get it done the right way, and I'm going to specifically tell you how to do it to get maximum results as well from the exercise. All sound good? Great. At the end of the video, by the way, if you want more information, I'm going to point you to where to go to get that handled too. So with all of that said and done and put out of the way, are you buckled up? Are you ready to go? Super duper. Let's do this. Okay, before we get stuck into the meat of what you can put on a vision board, let's talk about why you should use a vision board. Do you remember that I talked previously, if you've ever watched any of my videos before, you know I bang on all the time about visualization and how it's a major key to you being able to manifest anything that you desire in this physical reality that we call reality, most of us, okay, not me, but most of us, okay. But anyway, that aside, effectively, visualization, what that does, it's like the catalyst, right? Pictures are very much easier to attach emotion to. They evoke emotion, right? And emotion is the real juice behind making things actually show up in your reality. So the more vividly you can get a picture of something that you desire in your mind's eye, the more likely it is to show up, because the clearer it is, the more emotion you'll have attached to it because it seems more real to you, and the more effective the manifestation process is as a result. So okay, here we are. We come to the question finally. What do we put on a vision board? Well, the answer is short and sweet. Anything and everything that you want to show up in your physical reality can go onto a vision board, with no exceptions. The only issue when it comes to that stuff showing up in your reality is whether or not you actually believe it will work for you. And that's an entirely different question. It's got nothing to do with whether or not a vision board works. It does. But in order for it to work, you need to believe in the process. You need to have faith in the process. You need to have faith in the fact that you've got the ability to achieve what it is you're setting out to achieve, or you need to have utter faith that it's perfectly possible for what it is that you want to show up in your reality to actually show up in your reality. That's the first thing out of the gate you need to have. And if you're lacking that stuff, you need to go back to work on yourself, and you'll find some tips on how to do that in some of my other videos. That's not for here and now. Here and now we're talking about vision boards and whether or not they work. And I can tell you categorically they do. I've been doing it for years. I don't use a board. I've got a vision book. Same thing, works perfectly well. It's just I prefer to put everything in a big book like that and look at it every day. And what I tend to do is just spend some time absorbing the images and affirming to myself. And then I take that with me into my day. But what I will say is that the more that you focus on those images, the more that you remind yourself of what they mean to you and why you've got them on your vision board in the first place, the more ingrained that will be into your subconscious, and the more driven and on purpose you'll be when it comes to actually make that stuff show up, actually manifest in your physical world, your reality. That's what you need to do. And having a picture of what it is you want is one of the very, very best ways of you ever doing that, because you'll get that necessary emotion attached, as I mentioned earlier, which is really like putting the fuel in the car, if you like. Without the fuel in the car doesn't move. Do you want to push the car? Don't think so. Get the fuel in the car. What's the fuel in the car? Emotion. How do I get emotion? Look at pictures constantly, either in a book, on a board, or in your mind as clearly as possible. And the clearer the picture, the stronger the emotion. And the stronger the emotion, the more chances are it's going to actually manifest in your reality. And what's more, the faster it'll show up in your reality. Okay, so I'm going to share with you now something that I believe is pretty unique. The way I do things, I've not seen or heard of anybody else doing it this way. There may well be, but if they are, I don't know. But there is a specific reason why I use a vision book and not a vision board. With a vision board, you've got everything laid out in front of you, okay? With a vision book, you can actually do it in incremental steps and set it out so that you can focus on one thing at a time rather than a mishmash of stuff on a board. Now, there's a very real benefit to that, which I'm going to explain in a second. And this is what I would suggest you do. I notice with a lot of people that what happens is if your belief system won't support something that is ultimately really a goal, if you've got it on a vision board, it's a goal, it's something you want to achieve, or it's something you want to own or show up in your reality. But if on some inner level you don't believe you can achieve it, you're going to struggle, okay? Because you're just going to reinforce that feeling of frustration and lack of belief that it's ever going to show up in your life, which basically will see to it that that's exactly what you'll experience. So here's what I suggest. In very much the same way as you would backward plan your goal setting. So in other words, you would, let's say, set a major goal, and then you would work out what the milestones to that goal would be, what you would need to do step by step to get you to that goal. Then what I would suggest you do is, let's say there's 10 steps. Take 10 pages of your vision book, and you would put your major goal, the picture of what it is you ultimately want to achieve, on page 10, okay? And every milestone before that hopefully you've got pictures of, you would put on page 9, 8, in the order that you need to get them done, okay? Backwards, obviously. So then what you can do is with each major goal that you're looking to achieve, if you feel that you're going to sabotage your ability to get this stuff to show up because you lack belief on the level that's required to actually make it happen, then you can focus on manifesting the smaller goals first. So in other words, you would, let's say once a week, you would go and look at the major goal, okay? But then, and you do that every week, once a week, and you take that away, you spend a few minutes and you visualize it, and you really get into the feeling of having it, and you attach that emotion, right? And you keep taking it internally into your mind until you can see it in your mind's eye as clearly as you can on the paper or on the board if you are using a board. But we're talking about vision book here. So then what you do is you would go back and you would leave that major goal in your vision book for a minute, for a week, okay? And you would go back, and every day, you would go back to step 1 or step 2 or whatever step you've got to on the path to getting to that major thing, and you would focus on that, and you would memorize every detail of that picture, and you would take it into your mind's eye and really visualize it with emotion. Now, here's why I say take the small one, because if you're struggling with your belief system, if you're not quite at the point where you believe that everything you really focus on is going to show up, then start on smaller stuff, because what's really, really critical is that you can conjure up enough faith to make it happen. So by focusing on the small stuff, you visualize it, you get the benefits of everything in terms of it goes internally, it creates a new belief system. Gradually you achieve phase 1, you move on to phase 2, and you start to visualize, and you do the same thing again. You're working towards phase 10 or step 10, which is where you achieve your major goal, okay, which is where you're heading. The point is you're taking it in bite-sized pieces, and every time you achieve one of these bite-sized pieces, your self-belief and your faith will grow. It's like a muscle. It'll get stronger. And what it will do is it'll make you more capable of achieving larger things and manifesting larger things in the future. Now, if you don't have a problem with self-belief and you're totally into this whole concept, you embrace it, you believe it, in fact, it's more of a knowing than something you believe, you innately know it to be true, that this stuff shows up if you use a vision board, then use a vision board. I like a vision book because it works the muscle, especially for people who aren't yet at that level where they're fully open and have fully embraced the whole concept of the law of attraction, the universal laws, all 12 of them, and are living it. If you're not yet at that point, then you'll find it a lot more beneficial to work in incremental steps, and that's why you should use a vision book, not a vision board. But anyway, to sum up, I'm rambling on a bit, but I think that's really important because that's valuable information for people who have been trying this stuff and it hasn't been working for them. That will be the reason why not. Change what you're doing, follow what I've just said, and you will see different results show up. Come back, comment, let me know, because I love that stuff. That's why I make these videos. I like to know I'm making a difference, and it will really juice me if you come back and tell me that I have made a positive difference, and I will thank you for that. I always answer questions. I will always respond to comments, so keep them coming in. Okay, I'm going to close it there. I hope this has been really, really helpful. But just in summary, remember, you can put anything onto a vision board or in a vision book as long as you have complete faith that it's achievable, okay? And you have complete faith in the universal laws and that this stuff will show up if you are the type of person who will attract it, okay? So you need to go to work on yourself. All right, that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm here every day. You probably know that, but if you don't, I am. I'm here every day, doing this stuff every day because it's who I am, not who I'm trying to be. I love this stuff and I love making a difference. And if you want to dig deeper with me and find out even more on this subject or all things personal development, spiritual alignment, then get across to robertcbrown.online. That's robertcbrown.online. Get on my email list and join my community of like-minded individuals who are all working towards their own personal growth, spiritual alignment, and are motivated to making this beautiful world of ours an even better place to live. And I suspect that's probably you as well. And if it is, I would love to welcome you to the family. So that's it. I'm all done now. I'm going to go away and give you some peace. Please take action on what I've shared today. And hopefully check in again tomorrow. And I'll see you again then. Take care. Bye-bye. It's Robert here. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you've really enjoyed it. If you've enjoyed this, then please subscribe to this channel and come back and see many more doing these things all the time. And if you want to know when the next one comes up, click the little bell and you'll get a notification each and every time we've got a new video up there for you to have a look at. And the other thing is, I nearly forgot. If you love everything to do with personal development, business development, and just getting yourself into a peak state, then you're going to want to get over to my free webinar training, which is going to show you exactly the steps to take to overcome any inner barriers that are stopping you from achieving in life and business right now, and exactly what to do to get that put right and start living the life of your dreams, starting right now. Sounds like a tall order? Promise you, you can do this stuff. Get across to my webinar training. The link is in the description below this video. I hope to see you there. And at the very least, I hope that you click the bell. I hope you subscribe to the channel. And I hope to see you back here again soon.